Good morning, everybody. Oh, it's lovely to see so many people arriving. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm going to share my screen and present. Give me one sec. Here we are. So welcome, thank you. Yeah, we're thrilled to see so many people. We actually had 70 people join the webinar today. So, well, sign up for the webinar. We've got some people that are struggling to join, but we're going to just press through. We've been able to record it as well. So if you do happen to miss any bits, we will be able to send you the recording afterwards. Yeah, so thrilled to see so many people sign up. I'm Vic Taylor, and joined with me today is Angela, who works on Six Figure Niche alongside me. And we also have Sharon here, who works for our business as well, who's able to help in the wings with any technical things today. You might also notice we've got Tara on the call. She's going to be talking a little later because she is part of our Six Figure Niche program, and she's going to just tell you a bit about her experiences and then tell you a bit about her business as well. So today we've got loads of free resources and lots of tools to help you on this journey. And our main aim is to help you to remove these biggest blocks that are holding you back from making more money in your business. And we're going to help you uncover how to fix these problems. And also to sharpen your niche, because a lot of people feel that like if you're going to narrow down your target audience, you're going to reduce the amount of income. And actually the opposite is true, because people get to know you as the expert that you are. And we're going to help you to increase your prices without feeling the ick as well today, because I know that's something that I've definitely struggled with in the past. And I know that people struggle with that on a regular basis. So yeah, we do have a supportive 12-month program to tell you about towards the end, but this isn't about a sales pressure call. This is something that we're not here to sell. We're here to share our expertise and to help you to bust some of the problems that you're facing in your business at the moment. And there's going to be loads of links as we go through this. And what we're going to do is also, so we've got loads of QR codes, but we're also going to put them in an email afterwards so that you can access them directly, because there will almost be too much to do all in one go. But we're going to start with a special gift. For those of you who are live today, thank you for joining us. And also, if you stay towards the end, we've got this special gift to give you, and we'll be able to tell you more about that when we get to the end. So yeah, as we do go through, if you do get any questions, please do put them in the chat to everyone. Or if you want to stay anonymous, you can send it to Sharon, who's in our team, and she will be able to say it on your behalf if you don't want to have your name mentioned. Right, so a little bit about me before we get started. I'm Vic Taylor. I am a marketing strategist with 25 years experience within lots of different settings. So we've got, from our first job at Terminix up to more recently working with Treetops Hospice in the marketing team. There's been 6 different organisations that I've worked for within marketing, but also I've set up 6 of my own businesses along that journey as well, 2 which are still existing today. So Touchpoints Marketing, which Six Figure Niche is part of, and also Bricks and More. And yeah, one of those businesses was Low Six, and it went on to attract 8 million investment. So sometimes we don't realize the potential that we have inside of us as business owners, and we think, oh, I'm just doing my job, I'm just in my little zone of genius. But actually, what we can create is far bigger than we can even imagine. Another one of those businesses was Energy Ball Recipes, where I launched the healthy snacking kit and took it from a crowdfunder campaign into Selfridges within 12 months, and got finalist on a innovative food award as well. And along the way, there's been lots of different awards. So the Marketing Strategist Award for the UK and Ireland through Enterprise Nation was won a couple of years ago, and then also nominated for a second time and popped to the Shard last year for the award ceremony. Alongside that, we've also taught 400 marketing students how to go freelance, and this is something that is very close to my heart, because I feel like when I launched Touchpoints Marketing 10 years ago, I started as a freelancer. And so this is a full circle moment for me to give back to those students who are wanting to start their career in marketing and to go freelance. And the thing is, they don't know that they can. So it's about enabling them to see that there is an opportunity. Off the back of winning the Enterprise Nation Award, I set up with Lisa Pickles the Scale Up Your Sales and Marketing podcast. And more recently, so last year, I supported 45 businesses in Newcastle under Lyme through Keele University to take some business ideas from a concept to start up, because the majority of businesses, so 50% of businesses fail within 3 years, and we were helping them to set up with a better financial model so that they can be more confident in pricing from day one. Excuse me. And finally, Bricks and More is a property business that I run, and we have commercial properties within the East Midlands where we support the high street and we help either new startups or CICs, charities to get set up, get a foot in on the high street in order to create another revenue stream. So I'll hand over to Angela, who's going to tell you a bit about herself before we get started.
Hi everyone. So I've been working at Touchpoints Marketing for 2 years now, and I mainly focus on the six-figure niche program, which is designed to help business owners to scale their business to 6 figures through marketing strategies, as you'll learn today. I graduated from Nottingham Trent University last year, and I hold an international business degree. And I also have experience in marketing, market research, creating social media content, which includes Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And my industry experiences before, I managed affiliate accounts, promotional campaigns, and also influencer partnerships and digital strategies for multiple brands. It's okay, don't worry.
Oops, sorry. Got a bit click happy then. Sorry, Angela.
That's all right. Yeah, so next slide. But you're not here to hear about our story. You're here to take the next step in yours. So you might have joined this webinar for these reasons. You might recognize some of these blocks. One, you could be second guessing every decision you make. Number two, you're not sure if your ideas will actually be profitable. Number three, you might be struggling to market consistently. Number four, you're lacking structure in your business. 5, you're feeling stuck, but you're not sure how to take that next step forward. Or number 6, all of the above. What we'd like you to do now is write in the chat which ones of these you resonate with the most or what you're here for. Okay, I can see some answers coming through. Struggling to market consistently, number 2. Number 4, lacking structure, 1. Second guessing, okay. Well, thank you everyone for writing in your answers. Next slide, please, Vic. As you can see, you're not alone.
And this is where, like within one of the first pages of the book, Six Figure Niche, there's a quote from one of my previous customers that said, I want to feel in control, knowing what to do when, and to remove the noise or the feeling that I'm not doing enough in my marketing. And I think that really kind of encapsulates what you've just been putting in the chat but also how a lot of people in business are feeling, because it's almost like a scattergun approach. You might see somebody's doing, they're on TikTok and you think, oh my gosh, I need to be on TikTok. Or somebody, you go to a talk and they say, well, you really need to be blogging for your website. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I need to be blogging it. And before you know it, it's like your marketing takes over the actual work that you're doing. And it can feel all encompassing, it can feel like too much, and it can feel very overwhelming. And I think that's where we excel, is that we help to kind of streamline that out. The way I like to look at it is, you've got a plate of spaghetti, and instead of it all being entwined, we're going to take each piece of spaghetti and we're going to make it into a little straight line. I think I must have OCD or something. So that's why I wrote the Six Figure Niche book. And you can see here there's Katie, Angeline, and Dave, who sent in some pictures of themselves with the book, because they just wanted to say like how much it's helped them, how much it's made a difference to the way they look at their marketing. And we've got some more quotes here of what people have been saying about the book as as they've read it. So these were quotes taken, excuse me, directly off Amazon, of people that have read it and what their thoughts were. So we're going to run through. There's actually 10 core strategy elements within Six Figure Niche, and they actually form the chapters of the book. And we're going to run through them today, because what we want to do is to ask you these questions to help you to start to kind of formulate some of these answers that will help you to move forward. So the first, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to go back one. The first question that we ask you within your within the book is, why did you start your business? And we go through a process called the seven whys, and we're literally asking like, but why is that? But why is that? And the answer isn't, as you'll read in the book, it isn't to make money, because you could make money through turning up to a job and working for somebody else. So it's like, why did you start this business that you're doing right now to help these people with this product or service? And this brings us really neatly on to Kirsty, who's joining us today. I don't know how we're technically doing this. I know Angela's like on the case with how we're bringing Kirsty in to tell us about her
Kirsty,
experience.
to talk.
Oh, I've lost sound.
Oh
Oh, we
yeah, we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Hello.
How you doing? We can hear you. You're right.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good. So we'd love to run through a few questions with you about how you found the well, let's start from the beginning. Like, tell us about your business first, because here it obviously says commercial hair and makeup artist. Can you tell us about your business and what's been happening recently? Because there's been a big shift, hasn't there?
There has. So, as it says, I'm a commercial hair and makeup artist working in Nottinghamshire and around the UK. I started out as a lecturer for a college, and through many changes happening in my life, I decided to go freelance and get into the production industry. I started, it's actually a year ago today, yesterday actually, that I made the decision to leave where I was working and go freelance. Since then, I've had some amazing opportunities working with companies such as Tungsten Media in Leeds, KCOM in Hull, Linneys in Mansfield, and most recently Disney Productions,
Mm-hmm.
which was,
Incredible.
yeah, if you'd have asked me a year ago where I saw myself, I'd have never thought Disney would have been one of my clients. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's testament to your personality and the way you've approached business, isn't it? Can you tell us about the effect the seven whys has had on you and your business?
So the seven whys is actually amazing. Um, when you go through the seven whys in the book and on the sessions with Vic and Angela, it really makes you delve deeper into why you are wanting to do this job. I originally thought I want to do this job because it's something that I love, and obviously being a bit more sustainable for myself. But when you actually delve into it, it goes really deep, and it really makes you think about what has gone on in your life um, and around you to make you think, this is why I want to do it. For me, my long-term goals is to open an academy. When I discuss those seven whys, it got you really emotional as to why. For me, it was I want to open a training academy so that I can teach people the way they need to be taught. From being a student myself as well, and then going through to being a teacher and a manager, you see that for me, I saw that the way that we are teaching people is failing. You
Mm.
teach into a syllabus that is not right for everybody that is taking that course.
Yeah.
So for me, it helped me realise that I actually want to tailor make these courses for people.
That's just incredible. And I remember the moment when you said that, and it just felt really like really light and beautiful. And it was
Yeah,
just really like quite a moment, wasn't it?
yeah,
When you
yeah,
kind
it
of
really
put that
was.
out. Yeah, really
Yeah.
emotional. Thank you. And so one last question before we tell people about your website. Why do you think it's important to focus on the seven whys in business? Like, why do you think what what impact do you think it has? Like, why is it important?
For me, it's really made me make decisions on which way I want to go with my business.
Yeah,
So in one aspect, we discussed about me doing weddings, and it made me realise that actually I don't want to focus on weddings. I want to focus more on the commercial side of things.
yeah,
And it's made me realise that there is certain aspects to any business that you need to decide whether the right way for you to go, whether you put that to the back burner. It's also helped me realise about pricing, and the fact that I'm not there to compete with others. I don't need to compete with others. I need to go with what I feel should be the right pricing. There's so many people around me that are doing hair and makeup, um, and essentially I felt like I was losing out on jobs. And then I realised, well, that's not where I want to go. So
yeah, because
it's
it's not a
really
race to
helped
the
me.
bottom. Mm,
No, and it's
yeah.
really helped me focus on, as I say, the way that I want to take my business.
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate you
Mm,
adding all of that today. And I think, yeah, being able to hear that is probably quite instrumental for a lot of people who are feeling that I do lose focus. I don't necessarily know the path that I'm going on. Am I doing the right thing? Like you said there, Kirsty, about, you were doing weddings and you completely well, not completely pivoted because you were already doing some commercial, but probably the 80/20 flipped and you were able
yeah,
to leverage your business faster and do something that's going to get you to that bigger aim, which is building your academy in time as well. So
yeah.
thank you. And yes, if anybody wants to check out Kirsty's website to find out more, here is the QR code. All these links will be in the emails at the end. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that.
No
Thank you,
problem. Thank you for
Kirsty.
having me.
You're welcome. So the second chapter of the book talks about who you currently target. So as we've seen with Kirsty Just, there was that element of who she currently targeted was more B2C, so dealing directly with consumers rather than businesses. And then through doing these activities, it just help you to, with that pivot. So all the things that we're doing kind of build on each other like foundation blocks. And I want you to do a little activity now for me. If you've got a piece of pen and paper in front of you, or whether you can open up a Word document or an Excel in front of you, I'd like you to create something that on the left-hand side here, let's focus on this one first. You're going to make 4 columns, and we've got the first column is going to say initials. The second column is going to say yay or grr, which I'll explain. The third column is going to say enjoyability, and the fourth column is going to say profitability. And what we're going to do is on the left column that says initials, you're going to think about some customers that you've been working with recently, or if you've recently set up, it's customers that you're about to take on. You can kind of like future imagine that they're already your customer, if that makes sense. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either put in the customer's initials, or if your product range, your service range is quite wide and varied, you can always put in the different types of work that you do. So for example, with Kirsty could have said like, I've got AA and BB and CC, and these are different customers that she knows of. Or she could put commercial, hair and beauty, or hair, beauty treatments, weddings. So you can do it in either way that suits you, depending on the size of your business and the range of, because you know, you might have, let's say you're selling products on Etsy, you might have hundreds of customers, so you can't really list them one by one. But you might say, I make these products on Etsy and I make these products on Etsy, for example. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to start thinking about that one. I just check the chat and see what's going on. Oh, amazing. There's so many awesome comments about what Kirsty was doing. Oh, wow. Evie said, long-term goal is to open a primary school that gets the kids and teach them without the pressures and compromise on their uniqueness. Oh my gosh, Evie, it sounds like you and Kirsty need to chat. This is amazing. Lizzie said, it sounds like you're smashing it, Kirsty. Michaela said, amazing too, very inspiring. Awesome. Okay, so we've got some initials down in your left-hand column. In the yay or grr column, what we're going to do is like when you think about them customers, do they make you feel like, yay, I can't wait to work with them? Or do you feel like, grr, they are not the kind of customers I want to attract more of in my business? And that's really like a feeling. It's not really something that you can quantify anywhere. It's more like that's just your initial reaction. And the first reaction is most probably the most likely that to be true. You could put a little line if you like, well, they're kind of like, they have good days and bad days. So if you pop that next to each one, next to the initials, and we're going to move on to enjoyability and profitability. So these are, you're going to give them a mark from 1 to 10, and 1 being not enjoyable or not profitable, and 10 being very enjoyable or very profitable. And it's going to help us to really start to see this every time we do this, it blows our mind on how we fine tune our business to be more profitable and to be more enjoyable. Because at the end of the day, our goals, our why, here at Touchpoints is to create more financial stability and to have more joy and have more fun in our business. And when we put those two things together, that's where we like when we run through this, we're able to fine tune that even more and go, oh, well, we're doing this element of our business and it's not bringing us enough joy, so we're going to remove it. And that's the beautiful thing about running your own business, is that if something isn't bringing you joy and profit, then why would you do it? Because you might as well be working for somebody else, and that's not the point of having your own business and being self-employed. So hopefully you've started to kind of fill these in. You've got some initials down the left. Doesn't matter how many, it might be 3, it might be 5, might be 8. You've popped next to it yay or grr with that feeling. And then you've put a number of 1 to 10 for enjoyability and for profitability. Now, next to that, you're going to draw, or it could be underneath if you've got a piece of A4, you're going to draw an L shape that's probably like half the page of A4. And the L shape is going to be this pink line that we've got on the right-hand side. So down the left, we've got enjoyability from 1 to 10, from 0 to 10. And then along the bottom, we've got profitability. So what you can do is each initial or each part of your business that you've decided on, you can then you can plot them based on enjoyability and profitability. So let's say, for example, you've got initial AA. An initial AA might be a 7 and a 3. So you're going to go up 7 on enjoyability and along 3 on profitability. And you're just going to put what the initials are. So you're going to put AA in that top left box. And then with each one, you're going to plot them on there. So you might have 3, 4, 5 in there as this trial. And this is something you can take away and continue after this and plot in more. And sometimes it's quite a shocker. So what we're aiming to do is to understand, okay, it's very natural to think those in the top right-hand box are high enjoyability and high profitability, and those are the type of customers you need to protect and take care of and nurture and create more. When we go to enjoyability, the top left, high enjoyability but low profitability, these really are more of like it's a project, it's probably more of charity work. It could be something that you're doing on the side to support people, but it's not the area of your business that you need to grow, that you need to focus on, unless this is something that is the very catalyst of an idea for a business. So if it's something new, like we've just launched Young Hustle Hub, which is working with students aged 16 to 21 to help them to start their own business. That at the moment, high enjoyability, but at this point, it's not high in profitability because it's just started. So that will move. So sometimes we'll write them in the top left box and we'll draw a little arrow because we know that will be highly profitable at some point. So we'll draw a little arrow to go sideways. So bottom right, if we've got high profitability but low enjoyability, this is another interesting area because actually it's an area to keep within your business, but it might be something that you take an employee on or take a contractor on, or you could work with a delivery partner who's able to deliver that on your behalf, but you're the kind of middle person who's able to support that relationship. So it doesn't necessarily, if it's not lighting your fire, you don't necessarily have to do it. It can be that you work with another third party in order to support the delivery of that. And then naturally it falls that anything that is below a 5 for enjoyability and profitability is like, what on earth are we doing this for? This needs to go. This needs to be phased out. So if somebody's in a contract, then of course you need to continue to the end of that contract. But when it gets to the end, it's like, okay, no problem. This is not something that we're going to continue and take forward again. This is something that's come to the end of what we're doing in our business. So we're going to focus on these other things that are top right. So I hope that explains a little bit. Before I move on, I'm just going to check the chat in case there's any questions on that. Will your book have an audio version? Evie, that is so interesting. I am actually recording the audio version for Six Figure Niche this Friday in Nottingham. And so, yes, there will be an audio version of Six Figure Niche available. I don't know how long it takes after that, a couple of weeks, 4 weeks, don't know, before Christmas, I would hope. So, yes, we will definitely have that ready very soon. You're very welcome. Right, let's move on because we have got so much to do. Oh, okay. Well, I've checked questions, so that's okay. Part number 3 of the book, chapter number 3, what do you sell for how much more, for how much and what do they really get? Now, this is a lot of the times when somebody will say, what do you do? And our answer quite naturally is, oh, I do this. But what we don't always talk about is what they really get. So what the customer really gets can be very different. Within the book, there are, see if we get onto this one, was there? No, let me go back 1 second. Within the book, there's a list of things, what they really get. Let me come back to this because so these, I'll give you some examples here. They could have peace of mind, to feel more beautiful. You know, you think about what Kirsty sells, what she was just saying. She's a hair and makeup artist, and what she's selling, yes, she's selling a service where she does hair and beauty. But actually, to make somebody feel more beautiful, doesn't that just evoke something like that? Gives me goosebumps. It just evokes something very different. Another one could be to take time out of a hectic schedule or to feel happier in themselves, to build surroundings that feel inspiring and happy. Like that would be an interior designer, isn't it? You know, it's not thinking about, oh, I come in and I rearrange like Marie Kondo, I'm going to make your space feel more lighter and brighter. Actually, I'm going to help to build surroundings that feel inspiring and happy. I love that. To feel more confident, to take control of something or to take the next logical step in their life. So I invite you to think about the services that or the products that you offer and what the customer really gets. So we talk about that a lot in the 12-month program, but also in the book. But moving on to number 4, and this is where we start to look at what you're doing right now that is working and that isn't working. And we're starting to think now about the marketing touch points that you use. Because a lot of the time, as we talked earlier about spaghetti, a lot of the time we're doing a lot of stuff and we're not actually looking in black and white what is working and what is not working. So what I've created is a return on investment calculator. Now you can scan this with your phone, or we're going to pop the link in the chat as well. And of course, all the links will be available on email at the end. This will take you through to a page where you can download an Excel spreadsheet that we've created. And this allows you to list how much you've spent, how much that has created, and what that return on investment is. Now, we do caveat that because there are some certain things within marketing, for example, PR, where you could spend money on having a press release that goes out there that talks about something that's happened in your business, you've won an award, or you've been nominated for something, or you've won a contract. And it's like, this is amazing news. We're going to get it out there. And it gets out there, but actually, it doesn't necessarily generate a direct return on investment, because what can happen is that can either be an awareness piece at the top of the funnel, or it can be something that's further down the funnel when somebody's deciding, am I going to go for this or not? It's those elements of reassurance that, oh well, they've been seen in these local press, therefore they must be reputable, because the press wouldn't talk about something that's not reputable, right? So we do caveat it with, sometimes there can be some touch points that don't deliver a direct return on investment, but they do support the customer journey in helping the customer to decide that you're the person that they need to help them with the problem. So do feel free. This is free. You can you will have already created an account with us when you signed up for this free webinar, so you can log back in, access this, and be able to download the calculator. And it's quite a lot like the enjoyability and profitability that we did with the L shape. When we see things in black and white in front of us, it really does make us think, flipping heck, I spend all that time and all that money on, I don't know, insert touch point, which was probably social media is usually the culprit, that people think, oh, that's where I need to be. And then when they look at the time and the energy and the money spent on it, compared to something else, for example, like organic social versus ads. We know that the ads that we've run recently have just like been amazing and blown things out the water for what we've done before in the past. That's something we know our return on investment has been so positive that we can rerun that. But when we spend a lot of time on social media in the organics, sometimes it's like, this is hard to calculate. Is this creating a direct return on investment or not? If that makes sense. So yeah, when you see it in black and white, I think it will surprise you. And then we come to what your new vision's going to be. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have like a thing about hot air balloons. And I've created a guided visualization where we take you up in a hot air balloon, um, like in and the audio is played, take you up into a hot air balloon and take you to your business in 3 years, so that you can then see, hear, feel, smell, taste, I don't know, whatever, what that business is going to be like when you're there. Because, like Kirsty said earlier, it helps you to focus on what your decisions are today, on the decisions you need to make on a regular basis. Are these going towards that vision that I want to create? So, of course, we've got a guided visualization. Oh, actually, before we get to guided visualization, we've got Katie, who's going to tell us a little bit about her experience doing this exact thing. Have we got Katie? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, hello. Yes, I can. That was seamless. Well done. Yeah, would you like to tell us a bit about your business first before I ask you about your guided visualization?
Yeah, cool. So, hi, I'm Katie. So, I'm the founder of Shore Socials. I make social media simple with flexible support and full management options for businesses that struggle to keep up online. So, whether that's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or LinkedIn.
Amazing. That was succinct. Thank you. And so tell us about the guided visualization and what effect that's had on your business.
It's had a major effect, if I'm honest, because it gave me time to just really sit back, understand how far I've come at the moment, and to really think about what I'd like in the future. So I do think with the six-figure niche, it really is like joining a supportive family. So through the process, I've gained so much confidence, and I think the guided visualization, it really gives you a space to discover yourself and explore new ways in which you want to enhance your business. So I know for me, public speaking is a key challenge in my 3-year plan, but I'm confident with the support of Six Figure Niche that I can overcome it. So it's nice to understand where you're at, but also where you could be at in 3 years' time.
Yeah, and I love what you said there about your goal to do more public speaking. So when you told us about your goal in the last session, you said, you know, this is something I really want to be doing. I want to be out there more. I want to be speaking on stages. I want to get known in my local area for doing what I do with social media. And what I loved about it was that when I said to you, okay, Katie, how would you feel about speaking for 20 minutes at our event on the 25th of September and answer the questions that customers, the other people within Six Figure Niche have got about social media? You were like, yeah, no problem, I will do that. Even though that's something like you actively said, this is something that is like, this isn't where I'm at yet, but this is where I want to be. And so we're putting you on that path and we're putting you in front of everybody, even today we're putting in front of everybody to kind of start that journey of building up that confidence and exercising that muscle of public speaking. So yeah, credit to you for knowing that's what you want and for saying yes when the opportunities arise.
Thank you. I think it's quite, well, I thought about it after the call and I thought, oh gosh, what have I done? But obviously, I'm very looking forward to it. And I think it'll be
Yeah.
great for obviously people to understand more, for people to, well, just to show people that it can be scary, but it can be done.
Yeah, yeah, that's is so right. And I love what you're creating. So when I mean, you've been like, how long have you been running now?
Oh, I started in November 2024, so it hasn't even been a year.
This is insane, isn't it? And the customers that you've got on and the testimonials that you've had so far from customers, and you're developing such a you are already, I think, starting to get known in the area because of the networking you're doing and people recommending you to other people already. So I think this is like testament to the kind of person you are as well, and how you know what you want, and you like opportunities come and you are just turning around and going, yeah, no problem, let's do it. Like this is scary, but I'm going to do it. So yeah,
Thank
well done, Katie. And so you can check out more about Katie's business on her website. There's a QR code here. And of course, we'll add this to the email afterwards as well. Anything that you want to add before we finish, Katie?
No, I don't think so, but thank you for letting me speak. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's good to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
So talking about the guided visualization, here we are. If you do have a copy of the book, it starts on page 46, where the QR code is there as well. And then you can actually read it or you can hear it, depending on which you prefer. Now, this guided visualization actually links you, this QR code links you to a blog post that we've got on our website. And actually, it'll explain a bit about it first. And then it will go to a YouTube video. And so you can press the video and it's got the lovely balloons and everything on there. But I think sometimes people can think, people either get this and they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, visualizing your business is so the way forward. And like I do this regularly. So there's probably people who already do this on the call. But what we do notice is that there are some people who say like, oh, that's a bit weird. Like, why are you, it's a bit woo-woo. Why are you doing that? But it's, well, within the blog post, there's a lot of statistics and quotes about things like The Secret. There's a lot of science behind being able to visualize your future and then being able to step into it, because what happens is you literally are able to make different decisions on a day-to-day basis. You're not just what's the word? Like careering through life at a pace that life takes you at. You're actually in control of decisions that are made on a day-to-day basis. And you can, the classic example is if somebody's saying, do you want that font in red or blue? well, is that going to take me towards my vision in 3 years if it's red or if it's blue? Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's not spend 20 minutes deciding is it red or blue. Let's just decide in 20 seconds and it's done. So I hope that all makes sense. Oh, this is you, Angela.
Yeah, so
Exciting.
now I'm gonna talk to you about your new niche. So once you've done all of that work, it's now important to figure out your new niche. And this is because marketing is essentially to create, communicate, and deliver value to a target audience at a profit. Now, we need to create this as the target audience needs to be determined before any marketing touch points are put in place. So here I've created a customer persona for Six Figure Niche, and this is essentially our ideal customer. Based on this, it's important to look at the motivation, frustration, and goals so that you can align your marketing and messaging directly to speak to them. So when we think about our social media posts, blogs, videos, and newsletters, we're making sure that we are creating content that is valuable to our ideal customer and therefore also speaks to them. Next section. So here I've actually created a template for you to edit on your Canva so that you can start designing your ideal customer. And when you leave this webinar, you'll have a clear view on who exactly it is you want to target. You just need to scan the QR code and log into your Canva account to access this for free. If you don't have a Canva account, you'll just have to sign up, but it's really quick and easy and also free. So yeah. If you don't get a chance to scan the QR code, we'll send you the link to it through an email after.
Thank you. Brilliant. I love that. And I love it that you've just made it so easy. Literally just click on, add all the bits. It's all editable. It's awesome. Thank you, Angela.
No worries.
So we're going to start talking about your new pricing strategy. And we've got a 5-day challenge. So this is something that we created because we understand that it says here, raise your prices without feeling the ick. We understand that there's like such a horrible feeling about raising prices. Now, this is usually because it's what's instilled in us from either when we've been learning what we've been learning and we've paid somebody and they have a specific rate. So that becomes a ceiling because we can't charge more than what they charged because they're the expert. And so that becomes a problem. Also, anything that people around us might think, oh gosh, what are you doing charging that much? Like sometimes people that are around us, friends, family, don't see the value that we're adding to a customer because they aren't the customer in the majority of cases. And they don't see like, okay, if I do this thing for this person, it means that they can do X, which means that the value that they get is more than how much I'm charging. And so sometimes that can hold us back by talking to other people that aren't our target customer, those around us, talking to them about our prices can sometimes hold us back with our pricing. So what we've done is we've created a 5-day challenge that's free. Simply scan the QR code. Again, it'll take you straight through to it. It'll probably just ask you to sign in. And this will send you an email every day for 5 days, and it's going to give you little tasks to do and things to think about because this isn't something that's going to change overnight. We recognize that. And it does take a little bit of, well, usually it takes a little bit of me pressing people a little bit harder to say, yes, but you could be charging more. I mean, I know Kirsty was saying earlier, and within some of the videos that she's made, she said, you know, she wasn't charging enough when it came to the wedding makeup because there are, you know, when you're a makeup artist, you see all the people that are in your industry and you see how much they're charging, usually. And what happens is you think that your customer can see all of those people as well. But actually, if they see you and come to you, all they see is your price. But if you're in a race to the bottom and you're thinking, well, I need to make myself cheaper because then I stand out from other people, that's not the way that you're going to build your business, because you're reducing the amount that you can make. Therefore, you're not able to fulfill the needs that you have. Like, why did you start this business? Well, I started this business so that I could work 3 days a week. Well, if you're racing to the bottom on how much you're charging, you're not going to be able to work 3 days a week, because you need to work more in order to make more money. So you can see why the little gentle nudges and sometimes the big shoves that I do with people when we're in the six-figure niche 12-month program is that I see how people are holding themselves back, and sometimes they need the door to be open to go, we've now opened the door, you can choose whatever you want your price to be. Or as I say in the book, like, I'll give you a hammer to break the glass ceiling, because you need to be able to make those decisions yourself, because obviously I'm not going to tell you what your price you should be, because if I tell you what your price you should be, then you'll think that that's the price Fix told me, and that's a new ceiling, and that I can't go above that. But what I do is sit silently next to you to kind of just keep nudging a little bit, to kind of start eking those up to a point where you feel comfortable and that is growing. The other thing to remember is when we, even as customers, we're all customers as well. So when we buy cheap, there's a saying, isn't there? When you buy cheap, you buy twice. So if somebody's thinking, well, these people are really cheap, therefore they might not be very good, there's that element as well, isn't it? Because it's thinking, if I'm paying for if I'm paying a high level price for something, it must be really good. And so, there's all of these psychology things that come into pricing. But yeah, have a go at raise your rates. We've tried to make it quite fun as well. So it's like each day you get the email, and it will help you to start building your pricing. Now, productizing your services comes kind of hand in hand with that as well, because what we're trying to do is change sometimes the model of thinking from an hourly rate or a day rate. Case in point is Katie that was just talking. So Katie could charge by the hour, she could charge by the day, or she could charge a package. So when we're a customer and we're looking at somebody and having a conversation with somebody that is probably going to do our social media, we're then thinking, oh, but if Katie's saying that's an hourly rate or a day rate, how long will she need to take? Like, I don't know. How long will it take her to do my social media for the whole month? And then that becomes like confusion with the customer. And actually, if it's a package and it says, I'm going to do you 3 posts a week, this, that, and the other, reactive marketing, so following up, answering questions and things, and it's going to cost X. It's like, okay, do I have that in my budget? Yes or no? That becomes a far easier element for the customer to think about. So when you're productizing them and turning them to things like when you go to the hairdressers, or where you go to take the dog to be groomed, or when you go to the dentist, they don't say, we're going to charge you on an hourly rate. They say, here's the list of services that we offer. If you want a scale and polish, it's £75, whatever. But they don't say, well, if it takes more than an hour, we're going to charge you for 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? Do you know where I'm coming from? So when we create a menu of what your services are, it becomes so much easier for your customers to think, do I have that money in my account today? Yes or no? And then that's it. Becomes an easier choice. Then we're going to start thinking about your new range of touch points, because with all of that, what we've just been doing, with all of that information, the why, the customer, building the pricing, these are all foundation blocks. And now we get to a point where strategy starts to really take hold. And usually this is where people start and they think, oh, I just need to be on TikTok for my business. And it's like, no, you don't need to be on, you might not need to be on TikTok for your business. What we need to do is work out all of this stuff before, to get to the point where we can then design your range of marketing touch points so that they connect and allow a customer to come on a journey with you. So we'd love to ask you a question here, a little poll again, something to put into the chat. When it comes to your marketing, what do you focus on at the moment? Do you have, like, are you fully social media? Are you social media and email? Do you rely on word of mouth? Is it your website and SEO? Is it all of the above? Or do you don't have a clear touch point strategy yet, which is totally fine? Or is it something else, like you go networking? Or so if it's other, we'd love to know a bit more about what it is that you do. 1, 3, and 7 is Heather. Attending industry events with a stall. Nice. That's hard work as well, isn't it? Attending with a stall. On social media and word of mouth, but trying to be more in person. Yeah, and expensive. Yeah, it is. And Heather, it'd be really interesting when you do your return on investment calculator for the stall to see where that comes with like the list of high return on investment to low return on investment. It'd be really interesting to see how your stalls are working out on that. Let me see if I can go back up. I don't want to make sure. Lizzie. Week 2 of freelancing. Welcome to self-employment, Lizzie. Let's see what else. Oh, Heather asked a question. Let me just see this. What about if you want to be more affordable for people? I offer services to publishing professionals, so higher prices makes more sense. But for individual authors who don't have a smaller budget, I don't want to price them out. Okay, it's a really good question. So yes, a payment plan could be good, but is there an element of what you can do that is self-serve for those who don't have a budget, a higher budget? So yes, if you're working with people one-to-one who have got a bigger budget, but then is there something you can do, like either an online course they can self-serve with, or even writing a book so that they can read the book and it can be like ours, £15 on Amazon, and it means that people can access it really easily. So maybe that's something to consider, Heather. Or, you know what? Sometimes we're trying to target too many people and we're trying to target these people with more money and these people with less money, quite rightly. But actually, sometimes we need to just decide, am I going to do one to many and I'm going to create something that helps all of these people with a smaller budget? And that's where I'm going to focus. Or am I going to focus on the higher end and actually I need to, yes, I can help them at the point that the business is um, uh, like running on a financial model that feels very aligned with what your lifestyle needs to be. And then that becomes one of those things where you're support, like that's your giving back to people who need more support. So I think there's a few questions to ask yourself on that one. I hope that's been helpful, Heather. Thank you for sharing your question. Oh, and you said personas, I'm in heaven. Brilliant. Let me just go down them in order. Oh yeah, and Sharon's replied there as well, saying, yeah, I think she's probably said the same as me. So 1, 3, and 7, and then we said about London Book Fair next year. I tell myself I have to invest to get back. And that's really interesting, isn't it? There is definitely speculate to accumulate, but it's how much do you speculate before you accumulate? So if there's things you can be doing beforehand in order to generate that money rather than expecting that element of work that you're doing to make the money, it's like trying to make sure that there's the money in the pot before you go to the book fair. So it sounds like you've already got a book. And I was saying about creating a book earlier, but yeah, it sounds like you've already done it. You've read my mind. I'm writing a book and now designing free templates. Amazing. I love that. Brilliant. And Evie said LinkedIn and 6. So doing LinkedIn and then don't have a clear touch point strategy. But that's okay. That's where we're going to help. Amazing. Okay. And of course, we've got another QR code to help you with this. So we've got a touch points checklist. And what this means is there is a downloadable PDF that's got, I think on here, there's like 40 touch points and it's got a little checklist. So it's like, this is what I'm doing now. You tick the first box, and this is what I would like to do in future. You tick the second box. But actually, we've taken that a step further, and we'll be able to tell you at the end, like the special gift is actually related to the touch points checklist of something that we've made that's a bit more like next level. But this is a good thing to do if you just want to check in and pick your points and just choose which ones. And then our final one of 10 that we've come to. Oh, sorry, Angela, I'll let you do this one.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so this final one is content pillars for your key messaging. In this presentation, we've been building the foundation of your key messaging step by step. So each layer we've added, it makes it clearer and easier to see how everything fits together. So from this, you now have a starting point for your content calendar, which means you can start planning and creating the content. And this will feel a lot less overwhelming. And it also gives you a set of content pillars, the main themes that you can keep coming back to whenever you do decide to create content, such as video, post, or newsletters.
And so if you haven't got a copy of the book yet, you can grab that on Amazon here. There's a link at the bottom, the QR code. We've had so many lovely comments back about the book since it was launched in, I think, January, February. Like this one from Melanie, who said it contained so many personal insights, which made it feel real. Because I think that's the main thing, is that when people read it, they say they can actually hear me saying it, because it's not like it's a textbook that's about marketing that's kind of dry and stuffy. It's like this is actually real experience put into a book that helps you to move forward faster. We also got mentioned up here in Freelancer magazine. And of course, we've built our 12-month program that supports the book, that helps people to have that accountability and have that support as they're going through it, through the changes. So a little bit about the program. I'll let you run through, Angela.
Yeah, so now I'll be talking about our 12-month program. And all the things we've discussed in this webinar are topics that we'll be diving into the program, and we'll do this in more detail and support you with the strategy and hold you accountable for your future actions. And next page. So what to expect? First, you'll get monthly live workshops. So every month we have online learning workshops where we teach you the strategies within the six-figure niche books. And then the next thing we do is monthly online Q&A sessions. So this is in a group setting. So you can ask any question you want, but if you don't have questions, you'll be in a group. So you can just listen in on other people's questions that may spark, light bulb moments for you and some ideas on what to ask next. And then email accountability support with me. So I'll be constantly checking in with you. I'll be that knocking door to say, have you done this? Are you on track for your task? Just to make sure that you're getting that encouragement and, support to make sure you're on track to achieving your goals. And then video ask feature. So this is interesting. We've got once a month, we use this software called Video Ask. And this is where you can ask us questions privately. And this will be Monday to Wednesday, and then we'll answer by Friday. And finally, we've got quarterly in-person networking events. So this is essentially where we meet up at a specific venue, and you actually get to meet the people who you've been within the program with, and you see them in real life, and you just get to connect and network with them. And it's always such a fun day. We do loads of activities, and we also teach you stuff, but it will be different from what we've already taught you, like during the online learning sessions.
So if this is something that's sparked your interest and you'd love to learn more, you can find out more on the application page, because there's everything in there, all the dates for the whole year. It begins on the 1st of October, so there's a couple of weeks until it begins. And yeah, the applications are now open. We have 12 spaces on each cohort, and we've already had 2 people sign up for the first 2 spaces, so we've got 10 left. The bonus offer, if you did want to join today, I need to tell you what happens as standard. So as standard, you get the workbook, which follows through exactly what the six-figure niche book does, but it allows you more space to be able to put everything in. So you can see that on the left there. You also get a copy of Six-Figure Niche, and if you already have a copy, then it gives you a copy to gift to somebody else, or you can have one that you keep. This is the thing, some people say, I can't write in my book, because we were taught never to write in books at school. So you can have one copy that you write in and one copy that you keep, like a nice copy. You would also get to join us on the next in-person event, which is on the 25th of September at Callow Hall, which I'm going to come on to because it's absolutely stunning. We've got a great place. So it's from 2 till 5 p.m. in the afternoon on the 25th of September. Um, and there's a bonus offer today. So if anybody's really interested and you say, do you know what, I'm going to sign up for this because I've heard what you've got to say. I've heard from people within the program, and Tara's going to explain a bit more about her experience as well next. But if it is something that's of interest, if you did sign up today, we're going to throw in a bonus 1 hour, 1 hour one-to-one with me that you can use in November or December, worth 495. So we wanted to just put that in the mix because if that's a deal breaker that helps you decide, "Do you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I need something like this, a framework that's going to help me to get my marketing aligned, to move me forward faster, to make me raise my prices because I know I should be charging more, I just daren't," then we're here to help you to make that transition easier. And again, this link will be on the emails that we're going to send you after this. So a little bit about Callow Hall. We like to choose really unique places for our in-person sessions, and these aren't charged on top. So when you pay a monthly fee, so our monthly fee is £240 a month for the whole year. And when you pay that, these are included. So you're coming to join us at places that are really special with people who are really serious about their business. They're not just turned up to a free networking event. They are here because they're serious about business. So you're mingling with people who are just as serious as you. And Callow Hall is near Ashbourne in Derbyshire, and it's such a beautiful place in the middle of nature. It's got a gorgeous setting, beautiful interiors, and we're going to be well looked after on the day. So we'll be in the Dovedale room, which has got hand painted wallpaper. It's gorgeous. And we're going to be in there all together, and we're going to have 3 hours of connecting and learning in a fun environment. So yeah, wanted to make sure that you got to see that, and you can tell how wonderful it is. Just look how excited I look in the pictures.
I love that
And
picture of you.
And if you need to check, well, how far is Callow Hall from my house? Am I going to be going to this or not? You can put the postcode in now in your maps and see, is it like an hour away, 3 hours away, 15 minutes away? At least then you can kind of just see, because I don't want you to think, oh, well, I've signed up and now if I live in the Outer Hebrides, it's going to be a bit of a mission for me to get to. Of course, you can stay at Callow Hall the day before or the day after if you wanted to. It is a hotel as well. They've got the hives that you can stay in. So without further ado, I want to bring Tara into the conversation as well. I know she's been sitting patiently in the wings. Thank you, Tara. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Tara.
So we'd love you to run through about your business to start with and tell us where you're at, what you do, who you serve, and how it's going.
Okay. My name's Tara, and my business is currently in the middle of a massive pivot. So previously I founded an organic dog food company called Cavendish Dogs, which Touchpoint Marketing supported with me. And I sort of deep down, I knew this wasn't for me. So I went through the process of selling it and found a smashing company to buy it. And actually what I found in that process was, marketing a product-based business is fairly straightforward when it comes to marketing. But I knew deep down that I had some wisdom within me that needed to come out. And I had a sense that I'm a spiritual teacher of some sort. Do I work with men or women? Am I doing my meditations? Like, kind of, how does animals fit into this? There was this great big, I love the beginning of the presentation, Vic, you were like, oh my gosh, this can be like spaghetti. Yeah, it has been a bit of a bowl of spaghetti for me as I'm pulling out each strand and sort of sitting with it. So this time with my business, as opposed to starting the business and then doing the marketing, I decided to do the marketing and then start the business. So my business doesn't really officially launch until next March, but I run sister circles. I run cacao ceremonies in the local village hall now. I take women out into the wilderness in Norway. I run a business mastermind, but actually what runs through the theme of all of what I do is animals and spirituality. So the reason why my business is in the pivot and why I'm being fairly uncertain about what the core is because I'm writing the book And when the book comes out in March, that means I'm on track and I know who I am, where I am, what I'm doing. And of course, I've been through six-figure niche, so I'd have thought of the things that are really important. So there we go. It's quite a spaghetti bowl at the moment, and I'm loving it. Really, really enjoying it.
Get me goosebumps there because obviously, like being alongside business owners that make decisions like this, like you're fearless, Tara, in your decision making when you're like, this is right for me or this is not right for me. Like because you know your future goal, you're like you're already there and you just you see where it's going to go. So you're able to make decisions today of like, that's just not going to work for me.
Mm.
And it's so powerful because you're not dithering in the weeds, you're just making decisive decisions. And sometimes it feels like you're still in this, you feel like you're still in the spaghetti, but actually you've got your rows worked out. It's just they need to go and cook in the cooking pot now, don't they?
They do. And there's a lot to write because there's a
Yeah.
lot that needs to come through me that is the essence of my business. And so, I was really annoyed when it dawned on me that I have to write a book that then will give the business my structure because it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. That sounds really hard. But actually, it's been really fantastic to sell Cavendish dogs and then say, right, okay, 12 months, sit down, right, what is it that you think is going to come through you? And I've got lots of products I can sell right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the witch's cauldron to magic up a little, a bit
Percolate.
more. Yeah, percolate. That's a really good answer.
I'd love to know, how has the Six Figure Niche program, the 12-month program, supported your business so far? Because it's been like what, May, June, July, August. We're in the fifth month.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, how's it supported me in so many different ways? So, um, when I bought the book, I literally got to about chapter 3 and was like, well, okay, it's great to have the book, but where's the club? I want to join the club because I wanted the structure that took me through each chapter and really got me to stop and pause and think and like hold a mirror up and hold me accountable. So I really love the fact that the program runs alongside the book, and I really enjoy the portal. So you can go over the work and you can go over a chapter or the exercise as often as you like. But the bit I think that supported me the most is the community. Um, what comes from the community is accountability. So heads up, if you're going to join, when you join, don't put anything in the accountability chat unless you really want to be held accountable, because this isn't a talking shop. This is a, well, come on then, let's go. Yeah, and it's really as simple as that. And I really love the honesty of the community that we have both in the group work and also in the WhatsApp chat. I mean, I've shared some social media posts and gone, okay, what do you think of this particular style of post? And you get really honest, straightforward feedback. What works well? What can be better? Boom, off you go, move on. I really, really like that. And of course, I love meeting the community in person as well. Callow Hall looks amazing. And the last venue was fantastic. And the Lego exercise was mind blowing. Like it's so much fun, creative. But what it's really helped me do is move me on. Like this is a program to move you forwards. So as much fun as it is, it's like, well, come on then. What are we going to do? And
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Wow. I think you've just encapsulated everything that we try to bring, but you just never know how it's going to land with each person. And I think with what you've said, and I know the other members would reiterate this as well, like all those things you said about it's not a talking shop. Yes, it's nice to be around those people who are also like-minded and wanting to build their businesses in the same vein, but actually we're doing the doing and we're having fun at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Well, my next question was what's been your favorite part of the program, but I don't know whether you could pinpoint one thing, could you? On the list of what you've just
No,
said.
that's a really great question. And actually, there is, and it occurred to me when I was listening to your presentation, what has been my favorite bit is the balance between the structure and the process, as well as imagination and dreaming. So I think it's
Yeah.
really easy to be in business and go, right, okay, where's my spreadsheet? Where's my formula? Where's my, whatever it is. But actually, for me, what's really supported my kind of like my business development, as it were, is the way in which that you bring in imagination and dreaming. So it would never have occurred to me a couple of months ago, or my ideal client sits in a village hall. Well, okay, am I working in a village hall? No. Well, what am I going to do about that then? But it was just imagining who was reading my book and where they were sitting. I would never have got that if I've just gone and looked at a list of things that a list of most things that people do, Facebook or Instagram or, notices in the vet's window, whatever it is. So that's been my favorite bit, is the balance of the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Makes total sense. And final question, what would you say to those who are considering potentially joining the program with us today?
Oh my gosh. I mean, on the cohort that I'm on, I signed up first. When I spoke to Vic, and she's like, I've got a program. Yes. Would you like to sign? Yes. Well, it starts in.
How much
Yes.
it was? You were just like, I'm just get me in.
Just like, it was just that when and you have this incredible, we all have this incredible innate knowing, we have instincts, we have intuition. And part of what I teach is if it resonates and it's speaking to you, don't question why. And some of the uncertainty came from me was, well, I'm pivoting. What does that mean? Like, my business is really, really changing. Does that mean this is suitable for me? Yeah, some people on the program are pivoting. Other people will be having established businesses and looking to grow. It's like, what I would say is everybody's welcome. And if your heart's going, yeah, do you know what? 12 months of really focusing on this to make it simple would benefit me. And my heart's kind of smiling, then yeah, do it. It's just, for me, it's been a no-brainer, but yeah, and fun.
Thank you. And I love what you touched on there was about other people on their own journeys. And that's one of the things we lay down at the very beginning, isn't it? About expectations. It's like, we don't expect you to be in competition with anybody else in the cohort. You're in competition with yourself yesterday and last week and last month. And your journey is going to unfold in the way it is. You don't need to look sideways at other people. Actually, it's about championing other people and where they're at, because there are people that are further behind and further forward. It's about us all just being on that journey, like as singular and as a group together, if that makes sense.
And there's so much wisdom that comes from having such a rich cohort, 12 people.
Yeah.
That's some real richness in conversation, in inspiration, in ideas, in suggestions, in struggles, in troubles. You get to hear it all. So it's got the program has got some real depth and richness to it that brings meaning, and it's great. That's the quiz.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you.
enjoy it. I really, really, really enjoy it. And I'm deeply grateful to the way in which it's delivered.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. And of course, you can check out Tara's website, have a look about her business, what she does, how she does it. And if you needed to book on a trip to Norway, get booked on. You have to follow her on Instagram, because when she does the Norway trips, it's like, oh my goodness me. You are so brave. Thank you, Tara. Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
So we're going to come on to the free gift, but let me just check in the chat. I was just going to see if there's anything that anybody's put. It's Sharon chatting. There we go. Okay, so the free gift this is for everybody that's stayed on the call today. I've written a second book. It's called The A to Z of Marketing. And you can scan this QR code right now to get your free copy. All you need to do is enter your name, email address, and then it will take you in. It won't charge you. It doesn't even ask for a card or anything. And it will then take you to a point where you can then add the best address for me to send it to. The exciting thing about this is I wish I had this book 25 years ago. And so this is something that's been building inside of me to think, the way that we do marketing is so scattergun, and actually there needs to be this linear approach with the AIDA model, the awareness, interest, desire, action, bringing customers down into the funnel in order to know who is going to be the most appropriate person for you to work with, or the types of customers for you to work with. So the A to Z of marketing has two A to Zs inside of it. The first A to Z is the A to Z of 150 different touch points. And then the second A to Z has 130 different acronyms and buzzwords in marketing. And so it works like, if you remember the old school, like dictionary and thesaurus, it works a little bit like that. It's two A to Zs together. And I'm really excited to bring this to the world. And I feel like I don't know how it's never been made before, because it's just so needed. So I want to gift you a free copy of this book. all you need to do, scan the QR code. You can do it on your phone. It will take you to the landing page, put in your name and email, and then it will ask you for your address when you go through. Just follow the prompts. And this isn't even out yet. So the process that I'm at with this book is it is at the final editing stages. There's some final tweaks being made. And then I will get the first copy from Amazon probably, where are we now? Mid-September, probably before the end of September, make some final tweaks. So it's probably going to be ready early October. And I would love you to be the first people to have a free copy. And this is where we were talking earlier about the pick your points. So this is something that pick your points is like, there's 40 on there, and now we've got 150 in this book. So I would love to invite you to scan that and to get a free copy of the book. So yeah, we'd love to know. Have you got any questions? What time are we? 17 minutes past. Are there any questions that are coming up for anybody? It can be, oh, thanks, Heather. If there's any questions that are coming up, please pop them in the chat. Let us know. Is there anything that you're struggling with in your business that you want us to help with, that we can probably answer one question right now in the call? Or if there's anything technical about, if there's anything about the book, or any of the things that we've talked about today, any of the QR codes, or if there's any questions about the 12-month program, if that's something that interests you, if you've got any questions about that. This cohort, the dates are generally on Wednesdays. The first cohort was on Thursdays. So the 12 in each cohort are separate, and then when we have the in-person events, actually the cohorts come together. So it means that everybody is in the room and able to meet new people who are outside of their cohort as well. And generally, it's service-based businesses that work with us on the 12-month program, because that's the bigger part of my expertise, working with service-based businesses. And also, I see the pivot is easier with a service-based business than a product-based business. Having had a product-based business myself with the energy ball recipe kits, I know how tough it can be with having stock and stuff. So it's harder to shift sometimes. It's easier to make that pivot and to raise those prices and to change the target audience, or whatever radical changes or small tweaks need to happen in your business. Yeah, we're here for it all. We're here to help you to make those changes. So yeah, please do ask us any questions if there's anything coming up. And whilst you think about that, oh, thanks, Lizzie. Lizzie says, thanks so much. It's given me so much food for thought. My brain is buzzing. Yeah, I imagine so. And this is why we're going to send you the email after with all the links, because I realise there's been a lot. In the program, do you need a budget for adverts? So if that, Evie, if that is about, do you need to do adverts for your business? What we would do is start at the very beginning and work through the whole program. So then when it comes to touch points, it's then understanding, is there a need for paid advertising, either online, offline, whatever that needs to be, depending on your target audience? Is there a need for a budget at that point? And we can help you with that if that's something that you need support with. We can kind of like guide you on what we've done, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and support that decision-making process, because it could also be something that starts small and builds over time as well. So if that's something that you want us to chat through, like we have the Q&A sessions once a month, and we also have the video ask, and that's times where you could say, right, this is what I'm thinking of doing. This is my target audience. This is my pricing. This is my product. This is what they really get. And this is what I'm thinking of doing with those touch points. And so then we would support and say, okay, let's look at how they connect the customer's journey to you. And let's look at how much that's going to cost, because if that's going to create a cost that's too much, what else can be done that's going to be at a cheaper price point initially in order to build it? So then you get that income on the lower level, and then you're able to run the ads to get the higher level prices in. So sometimes it's about stepping stones. I'll give you a prime example. This program before Six Figure Niche was called the Growth Program. We ran that for 2 or 3 years. We had, I think, 6 cohorts through it. It was online. And then that's then what created the book. The book took about a year to write, and then I've just waited for a year until I launched it because I was nervous. When I launched it, this was a year ago, 18 months ago, we've then spent probably a year getting to a point of like, okay, this is now building. And then it's only really this last 6 months since probably April that we've launched and we've got to the point where we're at now. So sometimes things can build up very slowly and incrementally. So when you're saying in the program, do you need a budget for adverts? I think my answer is it depends on who your audience is. It depends on the other touch points you're using and how they connect the customer to you. But also it depends on the budget you have, because we're very realistic about we don't want you to fail. So we wouldn't recommend, oh, hey, Evie, go and spend £1,000 on ads over there. Like, if that's not within the budget, then we're supportive and we're like, we want to make sure that you do things that are going to help you build your business sustainably so that the building blocks are growing as you go, because there's probably other ways you can do things before you run ads. We've only just run ads this time, and that's like 4 or 5 years that we've waited. So you don't need to do them initially. Or it might be, you know what, there's a pot of money there. How do you spend that pot of money? Some of that might be ads. Okay, let's go. So I hope that helps. Yeah. There's no outside of what you spend. So the £240 a month that you pay to be a member within the 12-month program, there is nothing else that we expect you to pay for over and above that. Obviously, there's the travel to the in-person event. But other than that, there's nothing else that you need to pay for, because we send you the book as well. You're at the beginning of your business. Can you help with other aspects like deciding on price? Yes. Deciding on your niche? Yes. And marketing? Yes to everything. We help you with all of that. We want you to succeed, and we want to make those decisions tickable so that you then know what you're doing moving forward. And the thing is with the six-figure niche program is that you can go as fast or as slow as you want. So each month we focus on one of the 10 elements. You're very welcome. We focus on one of the 10 elements every month. But what we also do is we say, you know what, if you want to read Six Figure Niche before you start it and halfway through and before the end, it's almost like you've reinvented your business and pushed it forward faster. So if you want to, like, you could read it once a month if you want and get to that point to where you feel like my business is in such a place now, that 12-month program was perfect. Or other people might say, I just need to go at a very steady pace because I've got lots of other things going on and I just need this to be that stable thing that's moving me forward, but at a gentle pace. So as what we said before, you're not in competition with anybody else in the cohort, you're all in collaboration together, but you're only in competition with yourself yesterday. And that's the main thing to remember. So yeah, I'd love to have a chat with you afterwards. If you want to drop us a message, we can have a chat. Our LinkedIn's are here, so myself and Angela, you can connect with us both. Send any other questions. If we've not managed to, we're 24 minutes past, I'm just checking. If we've not managed to answer any questions and you want to ask us one-to-one, please connect with us on here. Send us any questions. We'd love to help. There's no expectation. You can ask us questions and not join the 12-month program. We're just here to give you as much support as possible because we know that it's helpful. It's nice to be nice. Cool. Okay. So is there anything you'd like to say, Angela, before we finish off?
No, just thank you everyone for attending. And yeah, just ask us any questions, connect with us on LinkedIn. We're always happy to help. And I'll be sending the links and everything either today or tomorrow. So yeah, look out for those.
Amazing. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for setting everything up. Thank you for Sharon for being in the wings. Thank you to Kirsty, to Katie, and to Tara for also being online today and for sharing your stories. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, please do connect with us if there's any other questions. And look out for the email that will be in your inboxes with the whole list of links from today. And hopefully, if it's recorded properly, which we hope it has, then hopefully, fingers crossed. Then we'll send you a copy of the recording as well, so you can look back. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, Heather. Thank you.
I'll stop the recording.
Thank you.